$1,304, and $1,762 on a monthly basis for SSI, with a new update to supplemental security income. I have all the details for you here in the video. Let's get right into it. All right, now first off, everything I'm talking about here in the video directly pertains to SSI, supplemental security income, and the roughly 8 million individuals and married couples receiving SSI all across the country, administered by Social Security every single month. Now, these benefits are so incredibly important for the people that receive them, but I do want to discuss some new updates and how this directly pertains to your SSI and how this could result in significantly higher monthly benefit checks, which is actually very, very encouraging in my opinion about this, and how this does change all the time, and again, translating into your SSI. Now again, these numbers and these different metrics that I want to talk about here in the video, yes, these do change relatively often, but at the same time, it doesn't actually pertain to all beneficiaries across the board like they receive benefits from Social Security, but yet when it pertains to SSI, it's exactly 100% relevant to you and your monthly benefits. So in my opinion, that's probably pretty important, especially with some of the legislation, some of the bills, the concepts, the proposals that are out there right now as far as what they want to do to SSI. Yeah, pretty important stuff. All right, so anyway, let's break down the details of these numbers that I shared with you at the beginning of the video, the $1,304 a month and $1,762 as far as the changes that were implemented, and again, how this could easily translate into SSI benefit checks so incredibly easily, and yeah, I'll share with you those details. Okay. So back at the beginning of the year, okay, and again, I know that was a while ago, but I just want to bring you the details because this changes every single year. Okay, so at the beginning of the year, they changed the federal poverty line. Now, I'll talk about why this matters here in just a second, okay? But they changed the federal poverty line. In fact, they increased it by 3.9% over last year of what it was. So it's, a little bit of an increase. But anyway, for an individual, the federal poverty line is now $15,650, which translates into $1,304 on a monthly basis. And for a household of two, it is $21,150, which translates into $1,762 on a monthly basis, okay? Now, as of right now, these numbers are incredibly important because as the federal poverty line continues to increase, there's legislation out there to adjust benefits up to the federal poverty line. And that's what I want to discuss because it would only take a couple easy actions out of lawmakers to really adjust the SSI program in a massive way. Now, there are multiple different pieces of legislation out there that want to do multiple different changes to the SSI benefit program, one of which is raising benefits up to the federal poverty line. Okay, let's explore that for a second. When they raise benefits up to the federal poverty line, guess what? Right now, the maximum $967 for an individual and $1,450 as a married couple right now for 2025. However, if they came in and passed some simple legislation to raise benefits up to the federal poverty line, for SSI beneficiaries, this would be implemented across the board for individuals and married couples. Okay, so let's look at the details behind that. Maximum benefit now, $967. Federal poverty line on a monthly basis, $1,304. A difference of $337 monthly. Okay, that's not bad at all, right? That would be pretty amazing. I mean, that would be life-changing for a lot of people that do receive these benefits. Now, a married couple, it's kind of interesting because just because somebody's married and receiving SSI, they get a pretty big reduction to their monthly benefit. But nonetheless, even a raise up to the federal poverty line would still adjust benefits significantly higher for a married couple. Now, remember, maximum benefit right now for a married couple is $1,450. However, federal poverty line, $21,150, divided out by 12 months, again, $1,762. A difference of $312 a month, again, for a married couple. So, kind of interesting how an individual would go up by $337, but yet a married couple would go up by $312. Seems kind of odd, right? Yeah, it's because of the marriage penalty. That's why, right? The marriage penalty really reduces SSI benefits pretty substantially. Now, if we look out there, there are multiple pieces of legislation, again, to adjust SSI. One of them, in my opinion, the most notable one, is the SSI Restoration Act. That raises benefits. It also raises the asset levels, in other words, the amount of money you can have saved or have in your possession from $2,000 as an individual up to $10,000, and from $3,000 as a married couple up to $20,000. But it also removes the marriage penalty. Awesome. That'd be really, really good for a lot of people. But if they remove the marriage penalty, just imagine that. If they remove the marriage penalty and raise benefits up to the federal poverty line simultaneously, you'd be looking at potentially, if you were qualified for the maximum benefit, you'd then be looking at probably around, what is that? 1304 multiplied by 2 is 2608, right? So that's what it could possibly be if they were to remove both of those. So if they just did one of the two, if they just raised benefits up to the federal poverty line, those are the numbers you'd be looking at. 1304 for an individual and 1762 as a married couple. However, if they remove the federal poverty, if they remove the marriage penalty and raise benefits up to the federal poverty line, now you could possibly be looking at 1304 for an individual and 2608 as a married couple. Not bad, right? So this is all it would really take. But how much would it really cost? Good question. We'd have to run some numbers on that, but it would not be all that much. I mean, if you look at the big picture, the total number of people getting SSI benefits, right now, I know I said 8 million at the beginning of the video. It's actually not 8 million. It's a little bit less than that. It's about 7.6-ish million people, give or take a little bit. It's changing all the time, but it's around that 7.6 or so million people, okay? But my point is, it wouldn't be that much money. We're not talking like 50, 60, 70 million people. We're talking less than 8 million people. It wouldn't be that much money. And we're talking, say, between $337 and $312 a month across the board, max. That's the maximum, right? Because not everybody would get the max. That's just what it would be for, a handful of people. So anyway, it really wouldn't even cost all that much money to implement a plan like this and to really raise benefits and help the livelihoods of people with disabilities and seniors living on SSI benefits. Anyway, I want to point this out for you so you can see what's going on. And again, the adjustments to the federal poverty line and what this would mean for SSI going forward. Again, in the event that all they would do is just one simple raise, one simple legislation, one simple change to the SSI program could change lives massively in a huge, huge, huge way. Because of this. It's all it would take. Not that hard to do. Lawmakers can do that. They have no problem doing that. They spend way more money on that, on other programs and other incentives. It wouldn't be that hard. Anyway, just want to bring this to your attention so you can see the real numbers behind this. And again, every year that goes by that they don't do something is just one more year where the federal poverty line goes up and benefits will need to rise more to be in conjunction with that. Make sense? Anyway, if I can ask a huge favor of you, number one, if you're new here or if you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. It is totally free to do so. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. There's a big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for your support. Also, if you can think of one or two people that benefit from this information in this video or any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel, please feel free to share this video with your friends on my social media or just those couple people you can think of or any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Feel free to share those as well. Otherwise, check out the other videos that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, the thousands in the video library, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, have a nice day. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I hope I can see you again soon in the next video.